நம்மளு கொய்யும் வயலெல்லாம் நம்முடைய தாகும் பைங்கிலியே அருமக்கிரியே நீரு நீரு பெருதே புருதம் பராயாதி நம்மளு கொய்யும் வயலுகள் ஜனமி கம்டா கலுடே தல்லே ஜனமி கம்டா கலுடே தல்லே அல்லனே அல்லனே அல்லல்லல்லனே நம்மளு கொய்யும் வயலெல்லாம் நம்முடைய தாகும் பைங்கிலியே அருமக்கிரியே நீரு நீரு பெருதே புருதம் பராயாதி अभिवाद्यांगल सगाकले विप्लवम वर्दिल्लालु संग्रामी अभिनंदन क्रांतिकारी इस्तकबाल संग्रामी अभिनंदन. All that thing that I have told just in front of you are different ways of saying revolutionary greetings, and that's how our India is. There are different in language, there are difference in spirit, there are difference in way of expression. But what today we are here to reclaim is the spirit of we are India. The fact that even after so many differences, even after so many diversities, even after so many contradictions, we stand as one. And what is that one thing that bring all of us together? Our clothes are different. The sari I am wearing is weaved by the the people, the working class women of West Bengal. The sari you would be wearing would be made in Kerala here by the same working class woman. The language that I speak is different, the food that I eat is different, the food that you eat is different, that oil that you use for cooking and that the oil that is used in my place for cooking is different. Even after so many differences, what are this one thing that bring us together? That one thing is our unity. That one thing is our unity against the oppressor. That one thing is the unity of our struggle. There was a time when there was nothing like India. The political border of our country had been changing ever since. The only day when India became India was the day where the people of our country decided that they're going to fight against the British. The people of our country who speak different language, the people of our country who wear different clothes, eat different food, have different religion, are from different caste and community, they came together and said that this land is ours. If British is coming here and sitting above us, if British is coming and exploiting us, oppressing us every day, we are not going to let that happen. And that's where India is born. The freedom struggle of India, the freedom struggle of our country is where all of us got united. When today we celebrate we are India, when we celebrate our pride of being an Indian, we celebrate with the legacy of freedom movement. Who are the people who fought freedom movement? Few days back, just before coming here in Palakkad, I was in Malappuram. We all know in Malabar there is a history, there is a story of Mapla rebellion. The people who work in the field, the Muslim people, the poor people, the Bahujan of this country decided that they are going to fight the British. They are going to fight the landlords. In my place in West Bengal, the Dalit agricultural workers, the Hindu agricultural workers, they decided they are going to fight the British, they are going to fight the Muslim landlord. In my place, in my country, the tribal, Sidhu Kanho you would be knowing, Birsa Munda you would be knowing, the tribal people, the indigenous people decided that they are going to fight against the landlord, they are going to fight against the British. These are the people. For these people we are, we got our freedom today. For these people we are independent country today. And today, the government, the political party which is ruling our country, who are them? When Sidhu Kanhu, when Birsa Munda, when Mapila rebellion was happening, when Tebhaga Andolan was happening, when people of our country, irrespective of their gender, caste, class, religion, coming together and telling to the British that this is our country, we are not going to let you stay. The RSS, the Savarkar of RSS, who was there in cellular jail that time, was writing mercy petition, was writing apology letter, was telling to the British government that, I have done a grave mistake. Please, my honorable British governor, please release me from here. I promise you that from now on, not single time I'm going to say a single word against the British government. The history of RSS, the history of BJP lies in the betrayal of the people of this country. So today when their government is sitting on Delhi, when they are trying to dictate us who is going to be a citizen, who is not going to be a citizen, we are here to tell you that the bootlickers of British, the bootlickers of Savarkar, this is our country, there is no place for you. We have showed it in Kerala. We have showed it in Kerala time and again that this country belongs to not RSS. Few days back in Kolkata, you know Jadavpur University. It's also a famous university like JNU, where everybody is termed as anti-national. This BJP had the courage to do a meeting just opposite to Jadavpur University. So their member, their leaders, usually they speak hate. So while he was elaborating his speech, he started saying that the students of Jadavpur University, they all are anti-national. The student of Jadavpur University, all of them are jihadi. A woman who is some 40-45 years old, a professor of Jadavpur University, she came down directly to the state and said that you are telling lie, that you please stop saying such lies. The goons there, the Sanghis there started heckling her. Within 15 minutes, the progressive people of Jadavpur, the progressive people of West Bengal, the people from different mass organizations which includes SFI, DYFL and others, they came down to that place. Within 15 minutes, we overnumbered them, and all these BJPs, all these Sanghis who were there campaigning in the favor of CA had to run. We are saying that this is the model of the progressive people of this country. This is the model of the secular people of this country. The secular progressive people of this country are still alive. BJP, RSS, you have time. You still behave yourself, or we will make sure that each and every corner, wherever you go for speech, wherever you go for speaking hate, we'll make sure for every places or every nook and corner, our people are going to stay in front of you, and you're going to make sure you have to run from each and every state where you speak against the India, where you speak against our constitution, where you speak against secularism. They are talking about CA, NRC. They are saying they are going to decide who is going to be a citizen. If you are a Muslim, you are not going to be a citizen. Of course, because RSS, BJP, they believe in Hindu Rashtra. They believe in Hindi, Hindu, Hindustan and Muslim Jao, Pakistan. We are saying here that we are not going to let that happen. Everywhere they are going and saying this is for the people, the minorities from Bangladesh. This is for the minorities, the Hindus from the Pakistan. I want to tell you here, I come from a refugee family. My great-grandparents, who were Hindu by religion that time, had to leave their own country, which was Bangladesh, and had to come to India in 1950s. When they came here, after coming to India, they never demanded for Hindu Rashtra. I asked my grandfather once that why, just because you are Hindu, you had to leave Bangladesh. Why didn't you demand it for a country which will have your religion? Why didn't you demand that India also should be a Hindu Rashtra? He replied, I have seen that when a state is dominated by one religion, when a state itself started having a religion, what kind of massacre it can create. I have seen people being killed. I have seen brothers being killing each other. I have to leave my own home. I do not want India to be turned into a similar situation. I do not want in India people because of their religion need to be discriminated, need to be prosecuted. And that's why I am today here. We came here, we came to India believing India is always going to be a secular country. Today when Narendra Modi comes and says that he is passing Citizenship Amendment Act for the betterment of the Hindus, for his love and sympathy for the people who came from Bangladesh, I am coming from that same family and I am challenging Mr. Narendra Modi, you have betrayed the hope and dream of our grandparents. You have betrayed the hope and the belief that they kept on the constitution of this country. You have betrayed the dream of all those people, those lakhs and thousands and crores of people who left their everything and come to India thinking India is never going to live in secularism. He also, the Citizenship Amendment Act also has betrayed the dream of the Muslim of this country. Imagine when partition of this country was happening, the Muslim of this country had a choice. They could go to Pakistan or they could go to Bangladesh. There was no problem on that because they were then as a Muslim country. The people like Muhammad Ali Jinnah and of course Mr. Maududi, they are going and talking about creating a Muslim Rashtra. The Muslims that time rejected this idea of Muslim Rashtra. They stayed with India because they believed India is going to be a secular country. Today when we are standing here, we are standing because all of us together, irrespective of our religion, we have rejected, we have defied the idea of Manusmriti, we have defied the idea of Maududi, we have believed in the constitution which is given by Baba Saheb Ambedkar, which had believed that no one because of their caste, class, gender and religion will be discriminated here. Baba Saheb Ambedkar has told about one vote, one value. You can be a Dalit, you can be a upper caste, caste, you can be whatever. But in this democracy, in this democratic, structure, your value, your right is going to be same. Today, when you say that if you are a Muslim, you are not going to be given a citizenship, you are fundamentally standing against the book. You are telling you are going to judge by religion, you are going to give citizenship. Imagine, I know so many people who are born in a Hindu family, but they no more practice Hinduism. I know there are so many people who are born in a Muslim family, they no more practice Islam. I know there will be so many people who are born in a certain religion and do not follow any kind of religion. I know there are so many people who are born atheist, who do not write their name with a certain, identity where you can identify which religion they are from. What you are going to do with us? Where you are going to go, Narendra Modi ji? Are you going to go to Pakistan, Bangladesh, India? Where? When we say that we believe in Constitution, we say we believe in Constitution because that was the first document which made us believe that human lives can be beyond their identity, which made us believe that in a country which is bounded by casteism, from the beginning of your birth, you are told you are a Brahmin, you should behave in a certain way. You are a Dalit, you should not be touching the plate of upper caste family. You are a Muslim, you should dress up in a certain way, you should not go there, you should not do that. You are a woman, your first and last work is to produce kids, to take care of household. In a country like that, when we have Constitution, for the first time, we felt like we are a human being, we are equal human being. And today, Narendra Modi, RSS, the people who believe in Manusmriti, they are trying to snatch away it from us. We are saying here that you have built a statue of unity. 3,000 crore rupees you have spent for that. We are challenging you, Narendra Modi. If you try to impose CAA, if you try to NRC, everywhere in this country, we the people of India, the general people of this India, the working class of India is going to come down streets and you are going to make 3,000 crore people of unity, statue of unity in the streets, in the meeting, in the protest, and I'm sure, I'm confident about it that your police, your army, your mechanism, your Sanghis is not going to defy us, is not going to defeat us. I'm not going to extend my speech a lot. I'll just say two things and I'm going to end my speech here. A lot of people think, this is particularly the non-Muslim who are listening to me, because the campaign is majorly turned towards them. It is told to you that if CAA happen, you are secure. Nothing is going to happen to you. I want to tell you what is going to happen if CAA is actually been implemented. CAA is not going to come alone. Just like your demonetization, which said 15 lakhs rupees is going to be come to all your bank account, which didn't happen. CAA is definitely going to come with NRC. What happens when NRC happen? You, all of your family member, the 75-year-old, your mother or your 5-year-old daughter, everybody has to go and prove that you are a citizen. How you are going to be proof that you are a citizen? No. If you have an iCard, no. If you have a passport, no. If you have a bank account, no. Nothing. All the voter identity card, every identity card that you have, nothing is going to prove you are a citizen. The only thing that prove you are a citizen is a document which says that during 1971 you are an Indian, or during 1971 you have came from Bangladesh or Pakistan because of religious extremism. Now imagine a family, a working class family in Assam. In Assam, where every year there is flood happening, from where they are going to get us, document from 1971. In Kerala, for the last 2 times there had been so many flood, natural calamities are happening every day. From where you are going to get that 1971 document? We live in a country where our Prime Minister doesn't have a document, whether he's a graduate or not, and you expect the poor people, the people who does not even have a home of their own, to come and prove their ancestors staying here from 1971. The moment you are not able to prove you are a citizen of this country, you will be put in detention camp. If you are a Muslim, there is no other go, you have to stay there. If you are a non-Muslim, you have to apply for citizenship. For applying this citizenship, you have to say that you are here for last 5 years. So in detention camp, you have to stay for at least 5 years. And once you stay in the detention camp, the home you have, the land you have, the bank balance you have, nothing is going to be yours anymore. My dear non-Muslims who are rejoicing, thinking that this is only going to hurt, this is only going to harm the Muslims, this is a warning bell for all of you. Look at Assam, what has happened there. BJP has gone into the power saying that they are going to let all the infiltrators out, the Muslims out. And what is the situation now? In the detention camp where no human can leave, 50% them are for Hindu. 50% of them are Hindu Assamese. There are indigenous people, there are tribal people who are staying there, and the rest of them are Muslims. Never believe Narendra Modi ji. You can even believe every kind of weather prediction, but never believe Narendra Modi ji. We have seen what happened in demonetization. This time also, if you believe, you will have no go but detention camp. If you don't want to go to detention camp, organize, agitate and educate. Baba Saheb Ambedkar has told us that this country can only be saved, the constitution can only be saved when the people of India, we the people of India, come down to the streets and with our strength of unity, not with hooliganism like the Sanghis, but our strength of unity, with our strength of belief in this constitution, we can defeat them. I'm not going to extend my speech anymore. When today we are being told repeatedly that Hindus are separate, Muslims are separate, I just want to share you two things. When I was coming in Malappuram, one of my comrades said that there is a mosque nearby which is named after EMS Namboodiripad, who was the Chief Minister of Kerala. So I asked that this is very strange, how a mosque will be named after a political leader or even a Chief Minister who does not come from that same community. He said that there was a colonial rule that in some land no mosque can be built. When EMS came in the power, the first thing that he did is changing that rule. Putting that gratitude, remembering his work, remembering his contribution, the mosque people named the mosque after the EMS. Today when we stand here with the legacy of EMS Namboodiripad. No Narendra Modi, no Amit Shah can change that fabric of this country. Today when we stand here, we stand the land of Bhagat Singh, we stand in the land of Ashfaqullah Khan, we stand in the land of Savitribai Phule, Baba Saheb Ambedkar, Khudiram Bose, who irrespective of their religion had proved that this country belongs to only us, no Manusmriti, no Maudidi, and today we are here to reclaim our country from all this kind of people. I just end up by saying, I heard about a story. Vedian Kunnat, someone in Malabar region only. He was someone, when the British regime was there, he were able to create a parallel government for a long time. But British had much more power, they have much more military regiments and all. So he was caught. When he was caught, they given him a death sentence. When they were taking him to kill, he said, I have a last wish. And I will hope that just because before killing someone's last wish is always taken care of, I believe you are going to take care of that. When the Britishers asked what is the last wish, he said that I have seen that whenever you kill someone, you tie their hand and you make them blindfolded. You put cover on their eyes. I am telling you, if you want to shoot me, you lose my hand, you put my blindfolded up. Because I believe that when you're going to kill me, I want to look at your eyes. I want the bullet to come to my chest. We the people of India coming here and staying to the RSS, to the BJP, to the police, to the government here, that if you want to kill us, we are here standing with our hands open, with our eyes open. We'll make sure that all of your bullets come to our chest, but you will ensure not a single person, let it be a Muslim, let it be a Dalit, let it be a Bahujan, is discriminated because of you. We'll make sure not a single brother and sister of ours will be discriminated, will be sent out to detention camp because of you. With this hope, with this belief, Kerala had been always the inspiration for all of us. Yesterday your assembly also had passed a rule which rejected the CAA NRC. Both the ruling party and the opposition has come together and created the beauty that our democracy is, where if needed, if it is about saving constitution, when it's about saving our country, we can even forget our political differences and come together to defend the constitution, to defeat this monster like RSS, this monster like BJP, with the spirit of Kerala, with the spirit of people resistance. I wish you all the best. I hope in each and every corner of our country we can come with the similar spirit and we can show where this RSS and BJP belong. That is nowhere but in the dustbin. Shukriya, Inqilab Zindabad, People's Unity Long Live.